Welcome back. Page 80, 7A, there's very little traffic. Okay, let's go to number 1, speaking. What type of stress do photos A and B show? How do you think the people in the pictures feel? Now, as you can see in the picture, this is a very crowded place, so they may find this very stressful, being surrounded by so many people. And right here, as you can see, all this traffic, too much traffic could be stressful as well. Imagine a third photo of city life. What might it show? Discuss your ideas. So maybe you can find other things like pollution, maybe, would be an example, right? So let's go to the reading. The article below is from an online group called The Slow Movement. What do you think they believe? Number 1, success isn't as important as people think. 2, you shouldn't let your work take over your life. Or 3, modern life is bad for our health. Okay, so you're going to read this article right here on page 80. And it continues right here all the way to page 81. So you read it and you look for the words in a dictionary that you can't understand. Okay? After you do that, it says read quick, slow down quickly, and check your ideas. Okay? So you read this and then let's check right here. And the correct answer for letter A would be number 2, right? Okay, so let's move back. It says read the article again. What connection does the writer make between speed and business, slowness and laziness, time and city life, relaxing and our mood, work and sleep, sleep debt and alcohol, and tiredness and health? Okay, you're going to look for this connection on the reading. Okay, so from here, starting in exercise C, you are going to write down only your answers on your page. Okay, so you can pause the video to check if your answers are correct. Okay, you pause it and check that the answers are like the ones we have right here. Okay, and then we move on. How could you live more slowly? Compare your ideas. Okay, can you tell me a way? So you write down your own answer in D. How would you like to live more slowly? Okay, then we can discuss and compare our ideas. On letter E says, read rules for slowing down. Were they the same as your ideas in 2D? Which ones are things you do already, things you don't do but you think are a good idea, and things you think are a bad idea? Okay, so compare them. Okay, you don't have to write down these. Okay, remember, you're only going to write down the answers to letter C. Okay, on number 3, grammar, too, enough, so and such. Put too much, too many, or enough in the correct place in each sentence. Then check your answers in the article, quick, slow down. Okay, for example, we worry that we're slow, we aren't efficient or productive to succeed. Many people complain that they don't have time. They have work to do every day, and there are always things that they haven't done. Okay, so let's check the answers. You can pause the video so you can check them. So number 1, it says, we worry that we're slow. We can say, we worry that we're too slow. Okay, we're just choosing one of these, okay, to make emphasis on how slow we are. Okay, number 2, we aren't efficient or productive to succeed. You can say we aren't efficient enough or productive enough to succeed. Okay, so we're focusing on how much or in what way we aren't enough, we can't do it, so we use the word enough. Okay, and we go on with the next ones. Okay, so pause the video and check your answers. So you are going to write down the answers for letter A in grammar. And we go to B. Look at the sentences in 3A again. Did you put the words before or after an adjective or after a noun? Okay, remember that an adjective describes things. And a noun, it could be a person or a thing. So check the answers right here. In number 1 and 2, they go with the adjective, and in 3, 4, 5, they go with the noun, okay? You also write down these answers. Now complete the rules with the words in the box. We have some words right here, like an adjective, countable, that means that you can count it, after a noun, before an uncountable. Remember the things you cannot count. Okay, so you complete the blank spaces right here, and then complete the sentences with so or such. Okay, so let's check the answers for letter C that you need to write down, and you have them right here. You can pause the video and check them for number 1, number 2, and 3. And then we go to letter D. Pause the video and check them again, and you can see the answers for 1, 2, and 3. Okay, check that they are correct. Now go to grammar focus on page 146. You're going to answer the grammar focus on page 146. That's right here. Okay, this is the explanation on when to use to and enough. Okay, so let's listen.
Track 3.2.
Oh no, there are too many people and there isn't enough food. What's everybody going to eat? Don't worry, we've got enough food. I bought lots of food this morning. It's too warm to play tennis. It's warm enough to go to the beach. It isn't warm enough to have a picnic. There are too many people. I can't see anything. There are enough people for a game of volleyball. There aren't enough people for a game of football. I spend too much time in internet chat rooms. I have enough time to bake a cake. There isn't enough time to go shopping.
Okay guys, so the key here is to actually study this box. Okay, when you're working with adjectives, when you want to say more than the right amount, you say it's too warm to play tennis. So you're saying it's more than warm, okay? It's more than the right amount. That's when you use the word to before the adjective, okay? If you're working with countable nouns, like people, you can count people. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you can count people. So you also, when you want to focus on more than the right amount, you use to and then many before the countable noun, that is people. Okay, and with uncountable nouns, remember the stuff you cannot count. You might say time, teacher, but what about 2 or 3 hours? Yeah, when you say hours and you say the number, you are counting, right? But in this case, the word time is a noun and it's uncountable. You can't say exactly how much is it. Okay, so I spend too much time. We don't know if it's 15 minutes or 30 minutes. We're not like very specific in this case. So we're just saying that it feels like we spend too much time. Okay, so remember, these go before these right here when we want to say more than the right amount. When we want to say the right amount exactly, we use the word enough. Okay, and then when we say less than the right amount, we can say isn't or aren't enough. Okay, so study this box and read it really carefully. Now, here's a tip. After to and enough, we often use to plus infinitive, like it's too late to walk. So if we write down a sentence, we're going to use this formula to complete the sentence, okay? Or, but I don't have enough money to pay for a taxi. So if I'm using to or enough next to it in the sentence structure, we will find the infinitive. And then we can use such a and a noun to express a positive or negative opinion, like it's such a pity or it's such a shame. Okay, both like very sad, they're like negative, and then you're such a genius, this is positive. Okay, so we have so and such. Okay, we use so and such to draw attention to the extreme quality of something. we can use so before an adjective and such before adjective, plus the noun. Okay, so focus on this difference so you can see when you use one or when you use the other. This one goes only before the adjective, and this one goes before an adjective that has a noun next to it. Okay? And then when do we use it after so and such, we often use that clause. For example, it was such a nice place that we decided to stay another week. Okay, we decided to stay because it was extremely nice. I ate so much food that I fell ill. Okay, it's just kind of giving you a consequence. Okay, so after I explained this grammar, you go right here and answer this exercise on page 147. Now you need to answer this exercise, so you can pause the video to check that your answers are correct for 7A, and then check if your answers are correct for 7AB, and check if your answers are correct for 7AC. So remember, these go on the page that you're going to send me. Okay, and then we go back to page 81. Okay, here on page 81 we continue. It says, find and correct the mistake in each sentence. In this case, you are going to tell me which were the mistakes, and you're going to correct the sentences. You're also going to answer those exercises, and you're going to send me those answers. For letter F, write 4 sentences about your everyday life and work or studies. They can be true or false, include to, enough, so and such, and you can look at the example given. So 4 sentences on letter G you have to send. And in H, working groups, read your sentences. In this case, you're not going to send anything. Okay, this is just for discussion to find out if they're true or false. So actually, you're going to send me from this page only until letter G. Okay, guys, see you next class.